Yeah, what are we going for?
Thank you again for being here. Today's meeting centers around a project that we're starting with Texas A&M University's College of Architecture. It is Active Aging in Place. And this project is a new project for Magnolia Park, Manchester, that's focused on older adults that are vulnerable to multiple health problems. This project is not only about health, it's also about the environment, it's about architecture, it's about design, safety, walkability, and how those things intertwine together. This project is being conducted by Texas A&M, and we'll have them come up a little later to talk about the project. And but I want to say that the benefits from this process is for the Magnolia Park, Manchester neighborhood and community. So we need your help and input in making this entire project a success. I want to go around the room and do some introductions so that we'll know who's all in the room, and we'll give an opportunity for the Texas A&M team to introduce themselves. I've started first. Maybe I'll go down the list. I see a phone number that ends 4354.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
This is Patricia Cabrera with the East End community.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Next, I see Jonathan Alvarez.
Yes, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yes, wonderful. Hi, I'm with the TAMU group, and I am one of the seniors that's going to be working alongside you. I'm also from Houston, so I kind of know a little bit about the area a little bit, because I found out today you guys are relatively close to Galena Park.
Yes. Yes, we are. Okay. Next on the list is Carmen Castro.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I am with the City of Houston Health Department, the Harris County Area Agency on Aging. So I'm listening in. This is my first meeting, and I'm just listening in on behalf of the AAA and on behalf of my supervisor, Paula Johnson, who is the Bureau Chief for the Aging Department.
Thank you. Ji Shen.
Hello, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Cici Chen. I'm the co-instructor of the design studio class from Texas A&M University.
Thank you. And I don't see a comma, so I'm not sure. Davis Bednors.
Howdy, I'm Davis Bednors. I'm a senior at A&M, and
Thank you. Ruby Hernandez. Ruby, if you're talking, you're on mute. I see a green check now. Okay, I think Ruby might have dropped off the call. Shelby Horton.
Hi, I'm the group leader for the student group from Texas A&M, and I'll be the main point of contact for any emailing or anything like that.
Thank you. Let's go back to Ruby Hernandez.
Yes, hi, I'm sorry. So my name is Ruby Hernandez. I am a current second year student in the School of Public Health who is doing an internship right now with Texas.
Thank you. Juan Sorto.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Juan Antonio Sorto. I am the community liaison for the Buffalo Bayou Partnership. We are currently on an extension of our trail system, which currently is in place from River Oaks to the University of Houston downtown. But we have a current plan in place in the next 10 to 25 years to extend our trail system from the U of H downtown campus all the way to Magnolia Park, to be exact. So part of the component of our trail system is going to be senior programming. So we're very, very excited to be a part of this discussion, and hopefully we can be included along the way as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Juan. I see one word, Naleli, or is that an abbreviation? I apologize if I did not pronounce that correctly.
Oh, no worry. Yeah, double L is pronounced as a Y. And my name's Nayeli Hidalgo. I work with Texas Environmental Justice Advocacy Services. They've been working in the community for about 20 plus years, specifically on environmental justice and advocating for surrounding communities around East Harris County. And I'm looking forward to hear from everyone.
Thank you. Sandra Zamaripa.
Oh my gracious, good evening, everybody. By the way, this is the first time I hear somebody pronounce the last name correctly. I love that. Thank you. Appreciate it. So once again, Sandra Zamaripa, Community Liaison for Commissioner Adrian Garcia for Harris County Precinct 2. Thank you so much for having us, and look forward to hearing what you have in mind for this beautiful idea that you have.
Thank you. Jennifer Osling.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here. I am Jennifer Osland, Deputy Director of the Planning Department. I work with Lynn every day, and I have been working with Professor Lee on getting this project started. So really happy to be, this is kind of like a kickoff, at least from our end, to really start talking with the community about it. So we're excited, and I just want to thank everybody on the call for taking a few minutes out of their evening to be here.
Thank you, Jennifer. And I say Professor Lee for last. Professor Chanam Lee is not only a professor at the College of Architecture, she is also the Associate Department Head in the College of Architecture. I want to bring her up to speak with us, to explain the program, and to tell us why this is a great opportunity for Magnolia Park, Manchester. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to help the community, to help not only elders in the community to improve health, but also to address walkability and other physical aspects of the community. Professor Lee.
Thank you for the introduction, and again, thank you so much for taking your time, I guess dinner time, to join us. I have a few slides. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So I hope everybody's familiar with Texas A&M University. We're just about 1.5 hours northwest of Houston. This is one of the prettiest pictures of Texas A&M campus. And most importantly, here is the photos. Here are the photos of our students who will be working on this project for this semester. So I want to put their faces up before I move forward. So we are in the College of Architecture, and also from the Landscape Architecture and Urban Planning department. So for those who are not familiar, landscape architecture is a field that's both science and art, We really deal with shaping the environment outside the buildings, anywhere from parks, streets, plazas, and other areas, sometimes master planning of a large-scale communities. So we're basically into really carving out or shaping our built environment with both the natural and the built materials to promote health and well-being of the residents. So we will talk quite a bit about health and how we want to connect health discussions into the design field. So this is in 2015, the national doctor, U.S. Surgeon General, kind of put forward this call to action, step it up. This is the first Surgeon General report that really recognized the importance of the environment, not about the behaviors or the conditions of individuals, but the environment around us really shape our health conditions and impact our health outcomes. So in a way, so people like us in the College of Architecture who design buildings and public spaces and plan cities around have a role in really impacting the health of Americans. So following that, in 2017, these professionals like architects, landscape architects, and developers and park and recreational professionals really all got together to issue that joint call to action to promote healthy communities. That really sets the agenda for the nation that really recognize the impact or the health significant roles of the environment that we are designing and planning and building. And for this particular project, we are very interested in healthy aging. This does not mean that we want to create an environment that's only healthy or beneficial to older adults. By creating an environment that's safe and healthy for older adults as one of the most vulnerable and fragile groups of population, we make it healthy, safe, and pleasant for everybody across all ages and abilities. So when you look at the designing, how do we design the communities so that people can age in place, so you can be independent and mobile as long as possible. You don't have to be forced to move to a special care facility. There are some of the principles here, making sure that things are walkable. So even if older adults lose their ability to drive, you still maintain your independence by being able to do your daily routines and get your daily services and shopping done by being able to walk or use transit, making sure things are accessible and also communities are compact with multiple destinations nearby, and making sure that it's safe from various risks from crime, traffic, and fall and injury. And there are supportive resources around you, and the environment is healthy, the air is clean. So all these are universal kind of domains, but those are more, especially more important. There is a really rich body of science out there really to support that these conditions support healthy aging and help promote physical and cognitive mental health of older adults and other age groups. So this is really part of the larger movement, and we all face population aging. Everybody, including those younger ones in this group, is aging. And how do we really create an environment that can really be age and aging friendly? It's a big question that a lot of planners and designers face. And again, older adults are especially important to really focus and engage in this discussion. They spend more time than other age groups because they may not have a job outside the neighborhoods. And because of the physical and functional declines that comes naturally with aging, they're a lot more vulnerable to environmental barriers and hazards, certain paving conditions and maybe shading and other wayfinding, legibility. A lot of these smaller design elements can become barriers to their mobility and independence in the neighborhoods. So by addressing those, we are really able to contribute to promoting mobility, independence of the older adults, but making also the place overall walkable and more attractive places to live for all age groups. And again, not only walking as a transportation and mobility modes, but also walking is related to connecting people together and promoting casual encounters and overall creating a very socially engaging, vibrant community that's also good for businesses and the social health of the local community. So just a little bit of background, and this is not only a collaboration between the city and Texas A&M University. We have worked on a project funded by National Science Foundation that we are going to take this into design and the science to really document when we change things, when we improve sidewalks or other conditions. Can this really lead to increased walking? That can also lead to more mobility and health outcomes of the older adults and other residents. So we're going to be documenting those tangible benefits, and hopefully they can lead to long-term policy and also dissemination across different communities. So I really have to thank the team from the Planning and Development Department that has been really supportive of this initiative. This goes back to maybe 3 years back when we first had this idea, and finally took years to get this funded so that we can push this forward. And the team here with the National Science Foundation project, where we're going to bring the science into this design project and then also try to carry this forward into really documenting what tangible outcomes we can bring to the table for long-term policy change. And we have professionals. It's a landscape architecture studio where we want to be sure that our proposals are practical and has long-term sustainability in its application. So we bring this really valuable inputs from the professionals out practicing in the field. So we're really grateful to have such a supportive team to join us here with our teaching team. I think Sissy was there, Young, I'm not sure if she's there, joining me in running the studio this semester. And again, our students, I want to highlight them as many times as possible. So the location, I think the audience here would be more familiar than us, our studio team, about the site, but just kind of put it there. So what we're gonna do in the studio is to look for opportunities in the neighborhood where we could propose a design. So design is one of the many tools to help improve walkability and safety of the neighborhood. So because we're using design as a tool, we are looking for the physical things in the neighborhood. So it's not about the programs and other support systems. We're looking at the physical, tangible built environment that can be changed. So whether that's putting more benches, putting more trees, or changing pavings, adding more sidewalks, or adding crossings, and adding, even more art pieces to the community. So what the physical thing that can be done to change or add to the environment to promote walking and promote overall safety in the neighborhoods, especially for older adults. So that is going to be something that we're going to do. We're going to find a location that has some of those challenges and problems for older adults. Then we're going to show how through our design, we can come up with a design solution to fix those and even really improve the overall condition to make it really attractive, not only safe, but it's gonna be a place that people wanna come out and walk. So that would be the proposed ideas for the initial phase one. We're gonna focus more on the streets and public areas. So that would be between now and the midpoint review, which is about mid-March, that I hope everybody can join. And from the midpoint review to the final, that's about 4 weeks, that's a little short. Then we're going to experiment this new idea called POPs. That's privately owned public spaces. Oftentimes, those are going to be like plazas in front of businesses or offices. These are within a private property, but it can be designed to really promote public use of the property. So that would require some of the partnerships between the private and the public sectors. Those are really popular in cities like New York or San Francisco, where the open space is really limited within the built-up area of the city. And how do we carve out some of these small pockets of areas that can potentially be turned into public use, oftentimes there might be some incentive by the city, but usually businesses, even without those, they see increases in foot traffic. That really leads to increased sales in the retail businesses as well. So there are these beneficial roles of really doing something like this in communities in large cities. So that is going to be the two-phase process that we will stick to in this semester. And whatever that we propose, we always think about people, economy, and the environment, make sure that it's really delivering the benefits to the people who are using the space. It's attractive so that people want to come out, and that can help improve physical activity, promote physical activity, social connectedness, and mobility, in addition to many other benefits to the users, and making sure that our solutions are feasible and buildable. And also we consider the environment from the pollution, energy, and also long-term maintenance perspective. And these are some of the principles as a design studio that we want to have some guidelines, overarching kind of goals, including safety and flexible design, which we think is important for projects like this. We would like to have inputs from the local residents along the process. And also things change with COVID, right? Some of the streets are turning into more of a businesses and outdoor dining sometimes. And also the streets are reallocated, some of the spaces are reallocated to accommodate increased demand for walking, biking due to COVID sometimes. So we see these kind of flexible designs that can allow for some flexibility down the road, depending on the evolving need of the community. Those can be readily changed and the program to support the emerging needs of the local community. So to wrap up, we have the NSF, National Science Foundation project, that's going to be built onto this work. So what's really exciting is that we bring this technology to the project. So once we are able to implement some of the changes to the environment, we are able to see how that really improves, right, the overall use satisfaction. But we are able to use sensors to really show how this can reduce stress by the pedestrians, where there are hotspots, meaning that people, when they walk in this particular area, that really elevates their stress level because there are a lot of barriers, or it's just not safe or not pleasant. So those things we are able to quantify with some of the technologies that are wearable, and be able to show how that really our design and actually subsequent implementation of these improvements can lead to improved health outcomes that reduce stress level, meaning that your walking will be a lot more pleasant. Sometimes walking is always good. It's healthy physical activity, but then when you're exposed to a lot of stress, maybe from noise or pollution or barriers or safety threats, this can actually be harmful to you. So we hope that the design is there, the proper design is there to make sure that walking can happen to deliver its maximum health benefits. So the kind of design work that we do, we kind of look at the before and after conditions and show using visual tools, a little illustrations of how this might look like so that we can help people visualize what the potential for this project from current to the improved condition. We can compare different scenarios before we actually go about recommending the implementation of these solutions. So the POPs that I briefly mentioned, we could spend some more time, but we would really want this community to be the first community in Texas to implement POPs. Again, it has been implemented elsewhere very successfully. So we're going to draw lessons from those communities and see how by giving this private area back to the public, how they can bring benefits to the private landowners, but also for the larger neighborhoods by increasing for older adults, not having a place to rest is a major barrier to walking. So a lot of these smaller pockets of green and park areas or plaza areas do serve as that, places that you can rest and also run into your neighbors and engage in social interactions, etc. too. So we will explore those benefits and look for the right type of POPs for this neighborhood and whether there might be some opportunities to really showcase some pilot project during this period. And like many of the large cities, Houston is really lacking the park species, especially in the built-up area. Of course, there are beautiful parks and trails that serve many populations. So in terms of actually having a park within a 10-minute walking distance, Houston is above the average. But if you look at the rank in terms of the park species available out of the top 100 cities in the United States, Houston is still ranked only 77th out of 100. So there's still room to bring some of this open and green space closer to where people live. So this is the last slide. Where we feel we would love to hear from everybody. We have the design tools, we have the expertise and really be able to design and visualize the space, but then we don't have the local context expert. So everybody in this audience are the context experts, and we hope to learn from you and hear from you as to where the areas are that require improvements, where the potential opportunities for the POPs, and what some of the cool ideas or any ideas for making Magnolia Park and Manchester area more attractive for walking. And we hope that this can bring something to the community. We hope this will be mutually beneficial exercise. And we, having your voice heard, right, and make sure that we do something that's really right for this community, and you are able to contribute to that by having your voice heard, and even today joining it's part of this process, and maybe help this neighborhood be the first in Texas to implement POPs and show how a strategy like this can really be a very important vehicle to really promote health and well-being of the local community members. We do hope that we could invite you to join the review where the students will present their design ideas and seek everybody's input, and then they will incorporate those ideas and then reflect into the final presentation, which is going to be toward the end of April. So thank you so much. And here are some emails and the websites that everybody can maybe take a little shot of the image for the contact information for the project itself.
Professor Lee, we can also put this information, the PowerPoint slide, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah, that's totally fine. All right, well, thank you for your time, and that's it from me.
Well, we have the opportunity to open the floor up for some questions, and we could also take a few minutes to see if there are any suggested. You asked about POPs and locations that we may be able to look at. I see Juan Sorto's hand up. Juan?
Yes, very exciting. This is definitely speaking within my language and also my organization's language, Buffalo Bayou Partnership. I saw on the agenda that there is a tour scheduled for Friday, and I'm curious if we are able to join, be a part of that tour, and have we decided at a location where the starting point of this tour?
That's a good question. Being that the weather is expected to be really bad this weekend, starting tomorrow night is expected to be in freezing temperatures for several days. We're just postponing that tour for 1 week, and so picking it up again next Friday. We would be able to confirm the location and the exact time and be able to get that information to you.
Thank you. Definitely very excited to be a part of this initiative and help whatever we can. But yes, please let us know about next Friday's tour.
Okay. Abraham should be back, so the email should come either from Abraham and or from our constant contact email. Are there any other questions? Could we take a few minutes to discuss, maybe make some recommendations on locations in the community?
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Paula.
Hi, how are you? It was an awesome presentation. Thank you so much. I'm glad that we received the invite. So also on the line is Dr. Carmen Castro. We're with the Harris County Area Agency on Aging, located within the Houston Health Department. And so just wondering, and I apologize, I was on another meeting, so I missed about the first 10 minutes. But did you also, when you started your journey, did you include any seniors in your, did you survey any seniors in your process? I was just curious.
We are just starting, so we definitely, in our plan of action, we definitely have surveys and focus groups, etc., included. And your agency is one of our target agencies that to reach out. So I'm so glad that you are here, we would love your insights as to how we can engage and involve older adults in the local area. We partner with the Baker Ripley, and and they're gonna also help maybe recruit and have their voices heard as well. But we would definitely love to partner with your agency as well if there is an opportunity.
Oh, definitely. We would love to partner with you and collaborate on this in any way that we can. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that would be wonderful. And is who will be the best contact person if we want to reach out to you directly?
Actually, I'm going to give you, because Dr. Castro, I'm going to give you both our numbers. My number is 832-393-4619. And Dr. Carmen Castro, the same first 6 numbers, her last 4 is 4513.
Thank you.
And Professor Lee, what is the deadline for recommendations for locations?
Well, the sooner the better. So the design kind of takes time. So the sooner we narrow down to the site, the better. That allows us a bit more time to develop the design and study the site. So it's really challenging for us not being located in Houston, but we do have like a lot of GIS data and maps and Google Street View, so we are relying on those secondary information. But walkability is very kind of intimate behavior, or when you're walking, you're really impacted by very intimate and detailed characters of the environment, little potholes and drainage problems. Those we would not be able to get from the secondary data. So we would love the insights and recommendations of the local residents who really know the site and all the details of the issues that might be present. And as a visitor, we could still visit and see things or analyze the data, but that is only just one layer of information. So really want to build on to the local knowledge.
And I asked about the final date because we could include a short survey on Let's Talk Houston and see if there are any other recommendations that come online. I know that you're going to also talk to seniors, but that's a possibility for us to put the survey online as well. Just a quick,
How long would that take?
We could get that up in a day or two.
Wow. I think we could get it up probably tomorrow. I can help with that, and we'll send it to this group and everybody on. Maybe we can even do a constant contact and try to get the AMU team, A&M team some info, within the next couple days. I mean, mostly if people see something, a map, you can just if you're interested, you're going to do it right away. So let's just see what we get. And
yeah, that would be a tremendous help, don't you think, Shelby? And my students here, I think that's the biggest question mark, like where, right? So once we have the site, students are ready to run, right? So that sounds really wonderful. So so
I think if you can ask, community destinations where people trying to get to, and that may help guide you, and then, or if there are known trouble spots, maybe getting to a bus or something, so we can try to come up with a couple questions.
That would be excellent.
Be simple survey, but if people can just drop a pin on a map and say something.
I have a question. Hello. Oh.
Yes.
Hello.
Nayeli.
Yes, I think someone else is also wanting to ask a question. But my question is about outreach, and what are the plans for outreaching to those seniors and elders that don't have access to computers or the internet. I know there's a couple in the communities that have difficulty just like even logging in or turning it on. And I know that they would also have valuable feedback. And is the city able to provide support for translation and interpretation when also doing outreach? Because I know some community members that weren't able to join the call today because they don't have easy access to a computer, and they already have trouble with Zoom and Microsoft. It's just another complication for them. So I'll be following up with them and just like updating them as to what was provided here today. But yeah, I would like to know more about that, those outreach efforts for those that aren't easily connected to like online.
One of the things we had wanted to do, Abraham and I were hoping to do, and I don't think we've had success, and maybe you can help with, was trying to meet seniors or where they are. And so, if there's work gatherings, senior center, or events that they go to, I don't know if through your work, if there's, we will do what we need to do, whatever we can, but we were thinking that we could, if there's a meeting or where they are, we could come with paper surveys or just have a discussion. We could explain what this is about and get their feedback in person. If it's, we really hope, would take your guidance on the best way to do it. We can provide printed materials in Spanish, and a couple other languages, or maybe Dr. Lee, you can help with that too. So any thoughts are welcome.
Yeah, one thing I would consider, and we always tell people to do, is reach out to the schools and provide a like a one-sheeter flyer, English and Spanish, and maybe see if the staff or admin on campus are able to provide that printed sheet for the students. That way they can take it home to their parents. They're more than likely, if they're taking care of an elder, they can hand that paper to them, and it might just be easier than having them log into that computer.
Good idea. We have done some of that before, but I think that's a good approach.
Hi, this is Paula with the AAA again. One thing that we do a lot of times when we want to get feedback from our older adults, we oversee the congregate and home delivered meal program here in the city, and so if you can get us enough copies, it depends on how many you want to survey. We can have those delivered with their meals, and then just the meal deliverers will just pick those back up, and then the providers would turn them back into us, and then we could give them back to you.
And where are those meals delivered? You sort of were blurred. The sound is kind of muffled a little bit.
Sorry. All over Harris County. We cover the entire county. We serve about a little bit over 8,000 clients.
Okay.
So it just really depends on what area. If you're only looking at Houston, then we would only look at those providers that provide meals in Houston and not outside of Houston.
Okay, and yes, we would be interested in Magnolia Park, Manchester. So the service providers, if they could fall within that super neighborhood, that would be great.
Okay, I'll ask. I'm not sure where this located.
Okay. Are there any other questions or recommendations? And for those that are connected to the computer, I've put in the chat the Let's Talk Houston link. If you'd like more information, we'll have that up in the next day, definitely by Friday. It's www.letstalkhouston.org. And to reach the Magnolia Park Manchester page, /Magnolia Park Manchester. No dashes, no spaces. we'll have that information up, and I'm also including in the chat Abraham Zoria's information, his email address, which is on the slide and will be in the presentation as well.
I have a question. Will there be another community meeting after this one?
The next event will be the tour in the community that we'll end up rescheduling. So we have to schedule a meetup time and location, and we can make that available to the community via email.
And I think there'll be Dr. Lee, you said there was something losing my words in March, sort of mid project. There would be we'd be coming back to probably through Complete Communities, but we're open. We haven't really planned that one out yet. So you know, if there's a better way to do it, we're happy to consider that. But there will be touch points along the way, meetings for the community as we go.
And also something that we are really looking for, I talked with Nayeli the other day too, because we are remote, having someone in the community or near, you know, the Magnolia Park area to partner with our students. We have 4 teams of 2 or 3 members. So each team might have a community ambassador or a partner who could kind of support some of the design activities, maybe helping to collect some photos or answer some questions along the way. So, you know, it could be high school students or local experts or working for even members from AAAs or the other, you know, agencies. So the partner can be from different areas or different age groups or any levels as far as they are interested in supporting this design project and working with our students along the process, then we can decide on the type of work or the type of collaboration. But we really look for someone who we could kind of work with, and direct partnership with the individual student team could be the best arrangements to kind of get things really going really efficiently. So anybody interested in carving out, you know, a few hours and here and there to share insights and be part of this design process, I would welcome the participation, and would be really a help for this efforts and for the long-term project that we're working toward.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I had the opportunity to speak to Professor Lee early on, and I was sharing with her that the organization has a longstanding partnership with Texas A&M, and that we've assisted other professors in participatory research, engaging specifically the Manchester community. So anytime that we have an opportunity to also involve the high school students, we do. So I'm really looking forward to contribute in any way that we can, and also include students and community members. And like I said, I know there's a lot of people that have always wanted to help improve the infrastructure, specifically the sidewalks and roads around their community. But yeah, I guess I'll be working closely with Ruby Hernandez. Like she mentioned earlier, she's also a graduate student at Texas A&M, and she'll be interning with us. But I guess we'll be following up like with further recommendations.
Great, and we also look forward to meeting some of the members here joining this call during our site visit. That's next Friday. So we hope to, share the schedule and be able to meet up with some of the partners in person if possible.
And is that more likely in the afternoon or in the morning?
It's going to be around 2 to 4. That's what we are aiming. Yeah. So that's the 11th of February, 11th Friday. Shelby?
Yes, so my group also put together a couple some questions, but they're more site and program specific. So I may send those to Chanum or to you, Jennifer, so we could put them on a survey. It's just like what other programming would you like to see in the community, and like that question before, what sites do you particularly have concerns for, and things like that.
Shelby, you might want to kind of clarify what programming might mean to the general public. So,
right. So like closed gardens, community farming. Like I know during my internship, a lot of communities were getting into racquetball. So just like some outdoor recreational, mental health type outdoor activities, anything like that. We can send examples with a set of questions.
You're on mute, Jennifer.
Great. Yeah, send that as soon as I'll be working on the survey tomorrow. So as soon as you can get that to me, I'll incorporate it.
Okay, thank you.
We have about 4 minutes left on our schedule. I wanted to, if there are no other questions about this program, just give any community members an opportunity to make any announcements that might be going on. We normally close out our complete community meetings with that. So if there's anything, any announcements or information that anyone would like to share, now's a great time. All right. Well, I want to thank you, Professor Lee, for being here, and thank the students for their time and their participation. I look forward to the work that they're going to be doing, and we'll really look forward to the design discussions and be able to see what you present to the community. And thank you to the community.
Thank you. It's going to be a fun project. I look forward to working with everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Have a good night and stay warm over the next few days. All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.